Hi guys, this is Light Jim from the forum and from a, I'm sure, tongue-in-cheek request from a member on the forum, LVO, requested that I should do a video on a thread that I wrote because most of my threads are video based, so the people that don't frequent the forum could see what I'm doing. I could share with other slingshot enthusiasts. So what I'm going to actually do is make this quick video, or it might be long if I ramble. I'm actually going to read the thread that I made in Slingshot form, and I'll add a little bit to you guys. So if you happen to watch this and you're not a member of slingshotforum.com and you would like to converse with me via text outside of my YouTube channel or wherever, go to the forum. I'm there regularly, and it's all about the slingshots. So my thread was titled, let's see, sorry, I usually don't do video scripted, and it's going to be first script. Well, anyway, the thread is titled, "The Slingshot Chooses You. You Don't Choose the Slingshot." And basically, I'll read it verbatim right now. These are my words that I'm quoting. "I love all my slingshots, and everyone gets the same action. From the cheap homemade, like this little board cut, to the costly crafted, like my antler hybrid made by Flippin' Out." And before I get to explain the title, I would like to say this. I, or any one of you guys, can shoot with any Y-shaped, rubber attached stick, branch, or anything. And that it's primarily the skill of the shooter and proper setup of the gear. So you don't need anything elaborate. You could have anything. It's all about your skill. Okay, so now I want to explain the title. Though I love shooting for fun, I also love to compete, which is true. I wrote it. And I also love to compete. The number 2 tip in aiding in this, number 1 being practice, of course, is to have a dedicated slingshot to practice with. This is the recent suggestion from MJ, which I've heard it from other people too, but the latest was MJ. Of course, the occasional change up to keep it interesting. So you don't have to dedicate to one slingshot, because if you're a true slingshot lover, you just shoot anything. Anyway, so where am I? To keep it interesting. Well, of course I love all of my slingshots, but I do have my favorites. But don't tell the others. That's my witty humor in text. So I usually pick one of those to plink with. However, while working on Batoon's Bingo Challenge, you saw the video that I posted earlier this week, it got me to thinking. So I was a man on a mission to switch slingshots after each shot or two and see which one I zone in quick with. I also looked for one where I had constant results whenever I returned back from when that slingshot returned from its rotation. I'm not going to lie, I was rooting for some of my other slingshots because I do have some favorites, but I tried to be fair and I did not discriminate. I stuck with the plan. Turns out that one slingshot was calling my name, and even though it wasn't my choice, it was apparently destiny. And that's this slingshot right here, my Dane Kung King Game, that I modded the handle and made my little tab attachments. Turns out that not only do I shoot well with this from the get-go, is the one that I can make the setup the quickest. I can change bads, which is important for a long competition should I attend one. The moral of this story: shoot as much as you want and with as many slingshots as you can. I mean it is our addiction. So no one's faulting you. Grab something and shoot it. Okay. But don't fight the results of one particular setup over the other. Let the outcome be the deciding factor, and set the emotions aside if you can. Because I would love to shoot this all the time, and I do shoot them well. But this one, I came to realize that this is set up for the way I naturally shoot. So I lean. This is more guaranteed when it comes to competitions, I guess, as of now. Side moral: if any of you only have one slingshot or are determined to use your favorite. You can always force your change and destiny. Force or change your destiny. Just don't try to do it too much if you have a competitive drive, which I'm basically meaning don't constantly switch all the time. And well, elaborate. You don't have to make it boring, because I know a lot of these guys say that you can't just stick with one slingshot, which is understandable because I can't either. But you should always have a primary. And what I normally do is the one that I'm having a primary, which is this is now, I'll start off my shooting session with my primary. And then to give myself a break, I'll grab a random slingshot and shoot that. But I end with my primary slingshot. So what you always do, so you don't have a boring thing and just sticking with one and letting your other slingshots on the dust, is start with your primary and end with your primary. And anything in between doesn't matter. You have two different slingshots in between, one slingshot different in between the rotation, but always start with your primary and end in your primary. And that's it. And if you read it, I added some stuff. And if you haven't seen the thread, go to slingshotforum.com, look me up, talk on my channel. If you don't want to go on the forum, I'm all about the slingshots. Peace.